Good afternoon. I'm here in the Heritage Center in Sheboygan, the Aviation Heritage Center, and I'm sitting here by a mock-up of the cockpit of a T-37, which was built by Cessna as a training aircraft for the Air Force, and then given later to the South Vietnamese as a fighter bomber. They flew a lot of missions in these things, not all of them successful. And of course the dead are chronicled on their pages. But to get back to Vietnam and the aftermath of Bill Pruner shoot down, we had more problems. There was one good friend of mine that came over on the 707 of Northwest Orient to Tokyo and then on down to Taipei in a cat jet, Jack Oyer. And he got to Saigon before I did and was flying at Twin Beach there. One day, George Calhoun, the chief pilot, came in and told me I would get an airplane and we're going to go to a crash site. And I did. I got to Twin Beach and we flew out to a small site just to the northwest of Saigon. And short of the runway was the burnt out remains of a Twin Beach. It was just the outline and everything had melted down from the fire. Graves Registration had gotten there before me and taken the bodies away, which I was glad because the stench was still in the air. When we got out to the wreck, which was just short of the runway in a rice paddy, there was bullet holes in the back of the pilot's seat which hadn't melted. So that meant probably that somebody had accidentally fired a weapon and killed a pilot on short final. There was one customer that had the habit of doing that, charging his Swedish K submachine gun before he landed by pulling the bolt back. Well, if you let the bolt slip forward, it takes a round out of the clip and it fires, which I had a good suspicion that that's what this was. There were other little instances in Vietnam that were not fun. I really have a great aversion to going out to crash sites to find the remains of the bodies and try to deduce what the hell happened. It's a sad affair, and you feel a bit like a undertaker at that time. And the notification of the families is always a grief-stricken event. Another one we had was a pilot that came out of New York State flying at Twin Beach, and I witnessed this one. I was waiting for takeoff on the north-south runway, which was crossed by the east-west runway, and they'd alternately clear people to take off on the east-west, and as soon as they cleared the intersection, they'd clear you on the north-south. And I was sitting behind another Twin Beach, and he got cleared to roll after a C-46 of ours had passed the intersection. And I watched him come down, haul down the runway, tail came in up real nice, and lifted off the ground, and then there was a flash underneath the airplane. And it staggered. And I thought he was going to make it, but he staggered into a courtyard of a Catholic church just off the end of the runway and crashed. The people at the church said that initially they could see the people inside trying to get out, but then the gas tanks had ruptured and a fire ensued and killed their thoughts of survival. They cleared me for takeoff after the emergency vehicles had cleared the runway, and I wallowed through the rising heat of the conflagration down below and flew the rest of the day myself, and found out when I got back there was no survivors, either passengers or pilot. This was on the 5th of July, 1965. Not a great closing for our national holiday. Others happen too, but some not fatal. Uh, there was some funny ones too that we had that caused people a lot of embarrassment, and also forgetting landing gears and things like that, or shearing the landing gear off on a short final in a dirt strip, hitting too close to the end and ruining the day's work. But those will be in a next episode. Thank you very much.